Welcome back. In today's world, we talk a lot about AI and new technology. But let's be honest, Excel isn't going anywhere. It's been a habit for decades. Whether you are in an office or a school student, tracking your grades, Excel is still where the work happens. But the real challenge comes when we are going to do the manual tracking, which is really a productivity killer. If you are still checking every row by hand, you are literally wasting your time. In the next 6 minutes, we are going to give our Excel sheet a brain. I'm going to show you the logic where if function will work with and function, and then we will also see how if function will work with the or function. And post that, we will nest them together to handle a complex rule. Okay? So let's dive in. Here we have the data where we are having the total score and the attendance. The next level promotion, so in this case, what we are trying to do is we will promote a student if the student score above 50 and the student's attendance rate is above 80%. Then we will say this student is promoted, else we will say the student is retained. Okay? If and what we will say, if the total score is greater than 50, the attendance rate is greater than 80. Now this is what is our and logics. Then we will call the student promoted, else we will call the student retained, and that's it. Let's drag it and just see. If even one condition fails, the student is retained. This is how you can automate the strict office or school policies just in a second, right? So here if you just can see Ishita, so she promoted because her score is above 50 and her attendance rate is above 80. So that's how the if and or function works. Next, we will use the or function. Okay. So if and then or, the first logic is the score should be above 95 or the sports quota, it should say yes, right? Then we will say the person got a bonus, else no bonus. We are done. So let's drag this formula and see. So there are the peoples, right, who got the bonus as well. Okay, now let's nest them together. Okay, for a professional grade solution, we want to find our superstars. A superstar must have a score above 90 and they must be either in sports quota or have 100% attendance. Um, let's give a header, let's say star quota. So let's let's try our nested lookup here. Sorry, the nested function here. So in this case, what we said that a superstar must have a score above 90 and they must be either in the sports quota or have 100% attendance. Okay, so if and then we will start with the and function. If the score of the person, right, above 90 or if the person's sports quota is yes, because it's under or, either yes or the attendance is equals to 100, right? So in that case, superstar, else we will call the person. If Ishita can score 98, yep, so she is the superstar. So like this way, um, don't let the brackets confuse you, okay? The Excel simply checks the or part first and then applies the and rule, right? You have just seen, like, right, how the logic can turn a boring table into automated system, isn't it? If you are in a school student, or if you are working in an office as a professional, right, mastering these three steps is really a shortcut for you, right, if you are using Excel anyway.